Do you want a better, happier marriage? Not a looks good on Instagram kind of happy, but the kind that feels good to come home to. That's what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. There's a secret sauce to making that kind of marriage work. And it's probably not what you think. It's not date nights, it's not better communication, it's not even more sex. Though I am a big fan of all of those, trust me, I preach them to my people. Those all help, but they're not the secret sauce. Today I want to share with you the real deal, the 6 ingredients that I have seen make all the difference with couples who don't just survive, they actually like each other, years in, decades even. Let's go. Point number 1, desire. We start with desire. And I don't just mean sexual desire, though that matters too, of course. I mean wanting your spouse, wanting to understand them, wanting to know them, and deeply at that, wanting to pursue them. So many people fall into the rhythm of doing life together, but they forget to want each other. You can share a mortgage, 2 kids and a dog, or doubles of everything, 2 dogs, 4 kids and 2 mortgages, and still feel completely distant. Desire is about turning toward your spouse again. It's about being curious. It's about noticing who they are now versus who they were 10 or 20 years ago. I had a couple in here not that long ago. The wife says to me, I don't even know what he likes to do anymore. And I gently posed a simple question to her. When was the last time that you asked? We can't want what we're not even paying attention to. So the first ingredient, wake up that desire. Even a little spark, tiny if that's all you can get, because you can work with that. Next up is devotion. Now, I know that sounds kind of old school, but devotion isn't about being a doormat. It's about choosing your person, choosing to keep showing up, especially when it's not easy. When you're devoted to something, you're saying, I'm in this, I want to figure this out, I am gonna figure this out, even when it feels messy or stuck or exhausting. We live in a culture where it's easy to quit, the easiest. But strong, healthy marriages are built on people who decide, this is my person, I'm not going anywhere. You know that couple that seems so solid to you? You know the one I'm thinking about. I promise you they've had moments where they didn't feel solid. They just didn't leave the room. Devotion isn't sexy, it's not Instagrammable, it's not Pinterest worthy, but it's where real safety starts. And safety is where love can grow. Let's talk about discomfort. Nobody wants this one, but I'm telling you it's key. Growth always includes discomfort. So if you're growing as a person or if you're growing as a couple, this is as no-brainery as it gets. It's going to be uncomfortable sometimes. You want to talk about conflict? Here it is, discomfort. Trying something new in how you two talk to each other? There it is again. That's uncomfortable. Being honest about how lonely you feel, actually, really uncomfortable. But you can't heal what you're not willing to face. You can't grow closer if you're always trying to avoid friction. I once had a couple who started getting better the moment that they stopped being polite, because instead they started being real with one another. Not cruel, not mean, but real. And that kind of discomfort, the kind that invites honesty back into your home instead of avoidance, that is solid ground. The 4th ingredient is dialogue. Note that I didn't say talking. Most couples talk all right, but not all dialogue, not all conversation is created equal. Dialogue means listening without rehearsing your defense at the same time. It means being willing to see the other person's side, even if or even when you don't agree. You don't need to resolve all the conflict to be close. You just need to be able to stay in dialogue. You just need to be able to stay in conversation. I tell my couples all the time, the goal is not to never fight. It's never been that. The goal is to feel safe enough to fight and do it well while you're at it. To ask of one another, hey, can you help me understand why that hit you so hard? Or, I don't get it yet, but please know that I'm trying and I'm here to hear more. Dialogue invites connection and it builds trust over time. And when trust is present, your love for one another gets braver and better. Ingredient number 5, delight. If you must know, this is one of my favorite words in the English language. And unfortunately, it's the one that most couples overlook the most often. They work on communication, they go and see their marriage coach, they talk about the hard stuff, but they forget to enjoy each other, to laugh, to flirt, to tell the inside joke, to have those experiences together that breed the inside jokes in the first place, to make space for fun, even in a hard week. Delight matters. It reminds your nervous system that this person, the one that you married, is not just your co-parent or your roommate. They're your partner, they're your spouse, they're your friend, your person. I heard once of a couple, older couple, many years under the belt. I heard that they had this tradition. Every Friday, one of them would plan a surprise. A note, a treat, a goofy song, an outing, a concert, something. They called it Delight Day. So here's me encouraging you to find your own version of that. You and your spouse. Healthy, happy marriages don't just survive. They still laugh and giggle, and they do it together. Point number 6, decide. Every day you decide to stay married. You decide to love. You decide to turn toward your spouse instead of away. Healthy couples, they don't get there by luck. They get there by way of decision. It doesn't mean that it's easy. It just means that they decided that it was worth it. Even when they're tired, even when it's complicated, even when it feels one-sided every once in a while. They keep deciding. And that repeated choosing of one another, that's what creates a foundation of love that lasts. So that's the sauce. Not sexy, not magic, but real. Write this down if you haven't yet. Desire, devotion, discomfort, dialogue, delight, decision. None of them are quick fixes. But then again, you already knew that quick fixes weren't the answer. But all of them are powerful. You don't need to be perfect at them. You don't even need to be at the same place at the same time. But if both of you are willing to pick even one of these and lean in a little, you're going to feel it. You're going to notice. I guarantee it. It adds up real quick. It builds something strong. So let me ask you something. If you honestly look at your marriage and where it is right now, which ingredient does your marriage need the most, you think? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear. And if you're looking for simple daily habits that carry your marriage through over a lifetime, if that's what you're into, just like me, check out this video up here. You and your spouse will be glad you did. And if this was helpful and you haven't already, make sure that you hit subscribe. There's always more where this came from. I'll see you in the next one.